Embedded throughout learning to use POW and tree are a lot more components and characteristics of effective writing. You already know topic, audience, and purpose are thought about in the beginning, but we continue to think about them all the time while we're writing. We think about that reader, what will persuade them. We talk about tone of voice. How do you write to your principal versus how do you write to your classmates? And you'll see an example of that coming up. We emphasize that a good essay is fun to write and fun to read. If you're not having some fun writing it, it's probably not going to be much fun to read. Relax, have a good time. A good essay has a beginning that catches a reader. We look at many kinds of good beginnings. We analyze them, we talk about them, we come up with more of our own. We learn that good writing is clear, organized, and makes sense. We learn to make good notes, and we keep working on getting better. We learn to use linking words to cue the reader that something's coming, another reason, or a better or deeper explanation. We use million-dollar words, or whatever teachers prefer to call them. What we mean here is simply effective vocabulary. We used to call them $1,000 words, and years ago, some of our third graders said to us, "These words are worth far more than $1,000. They're worth $1 million." So we've called them MDWs ever since. And then we talk about what makes a good ending. Now, there are many ways to make a good ending. If you, like so many of our teachers, have to get your students ready to pass a writing test, we need to pay attention to what will be scored in that test for a good ending. It is a little bit structured, but it is important. To pass or score highly on our writing test today, in opinion writing or persuasive writing, a good ending has to in some way restate what you believe, summarize your reasons and explanations, and end in some appealing way to the reader. Students who know this walk into a test situation empowered to write the kind of ending that that test scorer is looking for. And we make sure our students know it and are empowered to deal with it. Let's take a little look at some of the materials our students collect in their writing folders during SRSD instruction. Here is a chart from one student's folder, and you can see that he added to it over time. We suggested certain linking words, and as we wrote collaboratively, as students wrote with peers or in groups, they thought of more, and students were free to and encouraged to add these to their own chart. You can see this student has added several other ideas for a good linking word or a good linking phrase. We teach children and adolescents to use attention getters, not only in an opening, but also while they write. It can be a fun statement. It could be a question. It could be an exclamation. It could be a short story or what some people call a little story. We also talk about these good endings. How do you wrap it up right? You need to connect to your reader. You need to make the ending interesting and engaging. Be sure to restate what you believe and summarize your reasons. This is a lot to learn. And this is why, in conducting the orchestra, the students are first supported by collaboratively writing with their teacher, weaving in and out all of these components we've been talking about, collaboratively writing with each other, and not writing totally alone until they have a comfort level, till they can keep that bike up straight, till they can keep the whole orchestra together.